Hey, how's it going? So, let's see if I can get this started yet again. So, welcome to the attempt at rebooting my YouTube channel. Got a new GoPro, been having problems with it. So this is what, the fourth camera I'm working on. But I figure, you know, I'm bound and determined to actually make this happen. One of the things that I've sort of realized is that one of the problems that I've been having with making YouTube videos is this whole problem with the idea of imposter syndrome. I kept on thinking to myself, well, why would anybody in the world want to listen to this guy talk about both bicycles and motorcycles and the insights and wisdom that I have to bring to the table? So it occurred to me, I need to make this video and actually, you know, kind of give you some ideas as to why it is that you should bother listening to me. I have roughly a 30-year experience in the bicycle and motorcycle industry, predominantly in the bicycle. I'm not going to pretend to be a know-it-all about motorcycles. Granted, I know a fair amount. I'm going to basically bring you along on the adventure of all of the various projects that I'm working on. There's quite a few. I also don't, I'm not into the elitist thing. I'm not married to any one specific two-wheeled riding style. I love mountain bikes, I love road bikes, or BMX bikes, anything with two wheels, whether it be motorcycle or bicycle. I just don't care what it is. So I want to make that happen. So yeah, so let's go on from here. Okay, let's see if we can try this again. I swear the audio on this thing is cut out so many times and I've lost so much footage, it's not even funny. I was even thinking about, I don't know, we'll see if I can even add it in that process. I'm really frustrated with GoPro and trying to get this thing going. Ah, boy. So anyway, so to expand it upon where I was previously trying to talk about for the whole idea of transparency and getting over this whole thing of not actually know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so back in the late 80s, I did a 2-year apprenticeship with Island Triathlon and Bike to become a professional bicycle mechanic and race mechanic. I volunteered for a whole bunch of races, road races, mountain bike races, Ironman style races, did neutral support for a whole bunch of races. Then my serious girlfriend at the time broke up with me, and that basically made it so that I didn't have a whole lot of real reasons to want to keep living in Hawaii anymore. And you know what it's like when you're in your 20s and you want to experience the world and see what is available. So I decided to pack up my bike and my bags and start traveling, seeing what my options were. I moved to Los Angeles and basically went to go work for the first bike shop I could get my hands on. And then from there, I basically kept on going. I ended up working with some of the people at Answer Manitou. Ended up moving down to San Diego. Oh yeah. I'm working for a company called Shockworks, a mountain bike suspension company. And I basically went on from there. I need to drive now, so I'm going to put you away, and I will continue this on as soon as I can. Thank you. Remember, it runs good, just needs tags. It's an important message to remember. Oh yeah. Hey, how's it going? So, I decided to come into the office. Figured I'd shoot a little bit here. Maybe it might maybe it might make things a little bit easier to talk about things while I'm at work, because that way it makes it a little bit more focused and I can finish this bloody video. Oh my god. So anyway, let's see here. Oh wait, I need to get, I haven't been quarantined. I haven't been in the office in so long, I'm not even too sure, to be perfectly honest with you. A really long time. Gotta get my ID out, or my sensor out, my card out. Yeah. So we're gonna figure this out, shoot some video, get this sorted out. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if this thing works. Okay. All right. Cool beans. It works. Everything functions. Nathan still hasn't finished his bike. Actually, Nathan hasn't finished both of his bikes. We're gonna have to talk to Nathan about that. It's been months. He needs to finish his bike. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so basically, where was I? Cleaning a tool. So, left Hawaii, went to work for a bike shop, got a job working for Shockworks. Then basically from there, I tried to get a job working for any bike-related company or contract I could possibly do, and let's see, did a bunch of R&D, rode all over the place, did a bunch of suspension installations for like the Montague military bicycle at Camp Pendleton. Ended up working at a bunch of Seals bikes. I worked briefly out of Cantina Mountain Bike Shop. Worked for Full Speed Ahead, Two Wheel Performance, or FSA, some people probably know as. Basically any job that would allow me to travel and be around high-end bicycles, I would take that job pretty much no matter what it was or what it paid. I didn't care. And it was a phenomenal and amazing experience, to be perfectly honest with you. I did that for a bunch of years. Then I ended up moving to Oregon because I just kind of hit the ceiling in terms of what I wanted to do in California. I kind of had my fill. And then once I was in Oregon, I became manager of Bike Alley. To come up to speed now, I've been laid off a whole bunch of times, working for an electric vehicle company called Gen Z, which is owned by Mahindra, which is an Indian company. They actually manufactured an electric scooter, a moped really, an electric bike. Then I worked for Skip Transport, who was doing electric scooters for a little while. I also went to work for Volcanic. And now, because everything changed so much and all of the tariffs, I'm back at the bike gallery doing a combination of things. So that brings us up to speed. I'm going to end it here because I'm a little bit concerned about the audio with the music and stuff like that. And yeah, so let's see how this goes. Cool beans, thanks.
It's like general morale. It's like if everyone's happy listening to this, let's just let them listen to it because it doesn't matter.
You guys want to hear something funny? Guess how long it's going to be until a Power Rangers is stopped on TVP?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
seriously.
September or October. And that's the only one that has an ETA on it. The rest the rest have no ETA.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, this works awesome.
That's a good shot.
You just clamp her in.
Yeah.
Remember I shot a couple things in here when I first got my GoPro last season at the end of a couple days. I don't know if you were like here or not. You might have been on your days off. But yeah, I shot a few things and it was kind of fun. I have to actually go back and look at that footage. But it was right when I bought my checkpoint and I was like, I'm gonna shoot like me building the checkpoint up. And then I just never did anything with it.
I wanted to do the same thing with my my Orbea, but because we were going to be laid off, I knew we had a physical deadline. I was like, shit, I gotta build it now and to make sure I get it done so I don't have to sweat it at home. Well, mainly the brakes, because I had to bleed the brakes. And I don't have a brake bleeding kit.
Yeah.
And I was putting my so I had a full XT Grupo.
Ooh.
So I was putting the XT on the Orbea because it came with SLX.
Yeah, that was
Oh, they spec all those. Did you get like a Ray-In or something?
No, I got their brand new 2021. Wait, is it 20?
It was a 2020?
Yeah, it's a 2020. Sorry, it's
2020.
It went from a 27.5 to a 29er wheel, and it came, and they also
that hardtail, that
yeah,
trail tail.
it comes with a Marzocchi fork.
Oh, that's sweet.
With SLX components, but I intentionally bought the SLX components because I already had the XT components. So I just swapped everything out, and then I've been gradually selling off the old components on eBay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because I kind of did a similar thing where I got, when I was in Corvallis, I worked at Peak Sports, but I got a Transition, their Sentinel.
Oh yeah, those are nice bikes.
Yeah, and so pretty much got it and had the new XT stuff, because it came with GX Eagle, and yeah, so like swapped all everything over to XT and all dude.
Oh,
That
for
was a
sure.
mission. That was like right on the cusp of everything going out of stock too, so I was like sweating pretty hard trying to get everything.
Oh, I can only imagine. Okay. Hi. Yeah, but I'm actually shooting a YouTube video for myself. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, so for 5 years, I worked here at the bike gallery. I can't really see myself, so I'm kind of winging it. So, yeah, after I left California, because I got tired of riots and earthquakes and everything else, this is where I was for 5 years as assistant manager and service manager. Pretty exciting stuff. Okay, so as I was saying earlier, I've had a bunch of interesting careers and a bunch of different jobs, and especially with things with 2 wheels. So here we are at Motocorsa. I was the warranty guy here for 5 years when Arun Sharma was the general manager, and we were, I believe, the best, most premier Ducati dealership in the United States, in North America. So yeah, I don't work there anymore. Really cool place to work, but I had other things I wanted to do in my life, so I moved on. Yeah, exciting times. Seeing as I can't see and I'm having to shoot this again because the audio didn't work on the last time because the GoPro either the GoPro adapter is dying or the mic is dying, or it's the GoPro, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm shooting it this time without any external mic. I'm just shooting with the stock mic. So if the sound sucks, I formally apologize. Yeah, grab a drink. So anyway, I know how to work on bicycles, and I am an amateur motorcycle mechanic. Worked at one of the premier motorcycle shops in town, the Ducati dealership, Motocorsa. I'll cut in the other part of this. So yeah, I figured I'd go over this new bike that I picked up and see if we can figure some things out, so that way you can actually see all the different things I'm planning on working on. So, just picked up, this is a late model 1992 G6R 750 frame with an actual 1100 motor in it. My understanding is that this is a 1994 GSXR front end, the show-off front end, and then my personal favorite, the 93 to 95 GSXR swing arm. I think this is the 92 rear wheel. I could be wrong though. Let's see. Yep, that'd be my guess. I mean, again, I could be wrong. My personal favorite is the straight spoke Gixxer wheels, but it's one of those things. I just picked this up from a buddy of mine named Joel. He's actually one of the mechanics for Icon Motorsports, the company that makes all the gear. He does all their project bikes. He's a really talented mechanic, super nice guy. He built this up to this point and basically ran out of interest and enthusiasm for working on it. So yeah, I took it off his hands because I'm crazy enough to take it on. So I have another, what's called the 711, this one here. This is basically the equivalent of my race bike. This thing has, this thing has got all of the nice sparkly bits on it. It's got Yoshimura triples, it's got precision machine billet wheels, it's got the Yoshimura brace swing arm, which I understand they made less than 100 of. It's got Brembo brakes, master cylinders, and so on and so forth. And a whole bunch of just really shiny, sparkly, amazing bits. But I'm gonna do a whole separate video on this thing because I'm gonna have to do a frame swap because the tax laws in California are ridiculous. Yeah. Also, so this carbon fiber, this is a former Suzuki carbon fiber upper. It's going to go on this bad boy. Yeah, so actually, let's see. So we got headers, no mid pipe. I have no idea what these are. I'm going to have to ask my friend Joel. My educated guess would be, is it their D&Ds? Because they look okay, but not exciting. And what else have we got here? Ooh, so we got our oil cooler, brace for the oil cooler, brace for the oil cooler, air intake. I'm not going to be running air box though, so I'm not going to need this. Oh, he must have just thrown all the extra stuff. Fuse box, axle, rear axle. Oh, here's our mid pipe. Oh, that's cool. Oh, nice. Okay. Headlight. Oh, we can do liquid clutch, hydraulic clutch. That'll be cool. No, sorry. I haven't opened this up before, so we'll see. What do we got here? Anybody need a Honda VT 500 83 to 88 manual? I don't need it. New price. Sorry, it's the... Oh, gotcha. This must probably who we bought the bike from. Oh, that's kind of cool. G6R 750 88 to 92. Oh, I can actually totally use this. It's a climber. Let's see. Oh, valves. Oh, that's interesting. I have a bunch of valves in here. Interesting. Anyway, so yeah, so it looks like there's a bunch of parts to be able to finish this. I'm not going to be using a lot of this stuff. Yeah. Oh, that's some quality right there. Oh yeah. Let's not say we did, okay? So anyway, these are the parts that I got with it. Huh. have no idea what this is. But yeah, so I'm going to be building this thing up. It's got a clutch in here. Nothing too terribly exciting, but these are some basic parts. So I just wanted to kind of go over some of this stuff and unpack that. So not only am I going to be working on bikes, rebuilding bikes, fixing bikes, but I'm also going to do motorcycles. I'm super stoked. I'm really seriously thinking about tearing this thing back down again and Duracoating it, black multicam or some variation thereof. I know some of you military guys are going to be like, dude, really? Black multicam? But, pardon me, the reality being is, every time somebody builds one of these things, unless if they're in Germany, the only colors they ever do are black or polished aluminum. And quite frankly, I've already got a black polished aluminum 711. This one also has the replaceable seat, or some, excuse me, subframe. So I'm thinking about retrofitting this with a, I think it's a 2004 Yamaha R1, because it would look way cooler. I've also got a 93-95 tank that I'm going to see if I can retrofit and re-weld the bottom so it'll fit on there. But yeah, also I'm going to go back through my garage, clean everything up, and kind of figure things out a little bit more. But nonetheless, I kind of want to give you guys a little bit idea of what it is that I'm about, what it is that I'm going to be doing, why it is that you should bother listening to me. Because, you know, as I was saying, who knows which version this is going to end up in. As I was saying in one of the other versions of the videos, not everything that you find on YouTube is actually from people who know what they're talking about. Some of the stuff that you'll find on YouTube is just a really, really bad idea that you shouldn't do. So if you're going to listen to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. That helps a whole lot. So I think I'm going to wrap this thing up. Yeah, if you've ever gone over a buddy's house and worked on their bike and lost your 10mm socket or a box wrench, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Oh yeah, you know you want to. Okay, I don't know if I ever finished making my point. So the whole point of dealing with the issue of not feeling authentic, what I've been reading is, if you basically are as transparent as possible, it helps to get past this notion of imposter syndrome. So the whole point of me making this video is basically pointing out to you that not only have I worked in these industries, but I've got a whole bunch of experience working for different companies and real world knowledge about the stuff that I talk about. In a similar vein, back in the 90s, I worked as a professional photographer and photography assistant. I lived in Los Angeles for a year, and I worked with my uncle, John Reed Forsman, was a very successful photographer. I even had to get a YouTube pillow just because, you know, it's the cool thing to do. And yeah, so what I'm really hoping to do is to take that knowledge that I gained in the photography world and try to apply some of those ideas to the videos so as to create a more dynamic and more interesting way of having not only storytelling, but hey Bobo, but also to make it a little bit more colorful than just, you know, hey, this is how you fix something. So I actually got off my backside. Got a brand new digital camera. It's kind of squishy in there. Yeah, did a whole bunch of research getting one of these. Oh, apparently it came with some extra stuff that I have not seen. I also made a point of getting a battery and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit of an interesting curve. Currently I'm having a challenge with figuring out how to properly edit these videos, but I'm really hoping that with a little bit of practice I will get up to speed. So yeah, so ultimately, oh, there was one last thing too. So part of the reason why this seems a little bit disjointed, and I swear I'm trying to get better at this, I took a break from being a bicycle mechanic and working in the motorcycle industry. I worked in the tech industry for a bunch of years. I worked for companies like Netflix, Dell, Adobe, doing a myriad of different things for them. Really the biggest claims to fame that I have for Netflix was doing their Roku, PlayStation and Xbox beta testing. I was also on the data collection teams for Netflix, because if you care, there was a time when Comcast was bottlenecking. Netflix was a real joy to try to troubleshoot, let me tell you. Yeah, trace routes, they're a thing. So yeah, so that's pretty much about the long and the short of it. So I'm really hoping that now that I've kind of talked about and shown you guys some of the stuff that I've done, it'll give you some context as to why I am worth listening to. And I'll loosen up a little bit in terms of making videos and having a little bit more self-confidence in terms of what I'm talking about. I also think that in the act of showing you what I know, it'll make a big difference. So that's pretty much about it. I'm gonna go play with this camera, and then I have to adult, because, you know, when you're an adult, adulting becomes a real thing. So I'm gonna end it here, and this is the real ending. Yeah, cool beans. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Now I'm gonna do this now. Woo!